Yeah, just a great win for our team. I think we played one of our best games of the year. If you just, total game, offense, clutch hitting, we laid down some nice bunts, made all the plays in the field, and obviously, excuse me, Chris was, Chris Oliver just did a great job, and had really good stuff, and probably had his best breaking ball of the year. Had good velocity and located his fastball a little bit, and just did a super job. Only walked a couple guys, so proud of the team winning the series, and kind of getting back into the race a little bit.
How important was that breaking ball, like you said, being?
Well, at this level, they can hit 95 miles an hour. You got to have something with it, and you got to be able to locate it a little bit. And he showed the changeup a little bit early to the left-handers, but he had a curveball and a little bit of slider, and he just mixed it up. But it was big. When you're jumping out there trying to catch up with mid-90s, and he spins that breaking ball up there, he gets you out front a lot.
He had the eighth inning might have been as good as he pitched.
Yeah, he could have finished the game. He wanted to finish the game, and I just went down and told him great job, and he said, "You're not telling me I'm out of the game, are you?" And I said, "Yeah, you're out of the game." It's kind of funny, and he was good about it. I just reminded him that we have a lot of games left, and we might need that inning next week. So, he was good, and I wanted to get Jackson out there and in front of all those people and in this environment. And I think it was big for him to go out there and get through that inning. He's got great stuff, so I just want him to relax a little bit. He did a good job.
3 runs by your pitching staff in 27 innings this week.
Usually that'll win you 3, but we'll take 2. They did a great job. All 3 starters this weekend were outstanding. They gave us a chance to win them all, and really excited about winning 2 out of 3 since we lost first. When you look back, just so close to getting that one, and but it was a good weekend for us.
How big really was that 5 spot there in the second? It
was big. It put a lot of pressure on them because Oliver's on the mound. He'd gotten through 2 innings, and then we score 5 runs. I guess they're in the bottom of the second, and the key was when he came out in the third. I think they ended up getting a walk, and then he got through that inning, and they needed to try to get runners on base. Solo home run wasn't going to help them a whole lot, and then we just kept chipping away, punching in a run here and there, and just didn't put it away. You never feel like it's put away against teams that's that good and that offensive, but with the way Chris was throwing, we felt pretty good.
How much has Chris grown since maybe the Florida series?
Yeah, I think, looking back, the Florida series to him, or that game against Florida where he started it, and we were 0-2 with 2 one-run losses. We were in a tough situation, and he was elevating that fastball, and pulled him out of the game with a 2 or 3 run lead. But we had a full bullpen, and I think he realized that it's about location and pitching, and ever since then he's been lights out. And hats off to him for making that adjustment.
How big has Ben intended working that bases loaded wall?
Oh, that was huge. I talked about that after the game with the team. You go to the at bat before, Tyler Spoon, he saw 7, 8, 9 pitches, fouled off a lot of pitches, and then gets on base, and then Benintendi comes up and goes 2-2, 3-2, and lays off a changeup that's about 8 inches below the knee. And really, the pitcher probably could have thrown a better pitch. He just didn't swing at it because he recognized it and he saw it low. Usually that's a swing over the top of it pitch for a left-handed hitter against a right-handed changeup. And, that got us a run. Joe gets us a hit. Hustle play. We get another run, a base hit, and also we got 5 runs. And, that was huge for us.
How important do you think this series win is for you guys? Not even postseason, but just for now.
Well, just mentally for us, know that we can play with anybody when we play well. We got great pitching. It's all about timely hitting and executing for us. We don't have a team that's going to light it up all the time, but we can hang with you with our pitchers if they're on, and we make plays behind them. We got a chance to be in every game.
How important with everything the way it is in the league to get to 500?
Yeah, it was big. The coaches in this league, we just talk about trying to win series, trying to stay 500, try to get 15 wins. and anything above that, great. Go try to win you the league. But you never know how it's going to go because everybody's so equal, and the pitching's really good in this league this year. There's guys throwing on in Game 3 that, some years they'll be throwing Saturday and maybe even on Fridays. There's some really good pitching.
Losing what you had, just losing the staff you had last year, and use it kind of blanket for how we do it this year.
Yeah, I mean, I think some of the guys have just matured a little bit, come on, and mentally they've sat and watched it. They've been involved a little bit, not as much as they wanted to, and now they're getting their chance and they're taking advantage of it and doing a tremendous job. And it's a hats off. And again, I've said it the other day, but it's Coach Storm's done a great job with our pitching staff, and he's developing them, and they get better. Our pitchers get better, and proud of them.
Okay, you pretty much challenged your team this week, saying this is a must win.
Yeah.
Haven't heard you say that too many times this early in the season.
Yeah, I think when you're at home and you're behind the 8 ball a little bit, like we lost to Mississippi State. We played a bad game on Sunday. That was our worst game of the year. Made a couple mental mistakes, missed some signs. We hadn't done that in a while, and had to play a tough Nebraska team a couple of games. Had to save pitching on Wednesday. Didn't get to use some guys because we used them Tuesday, and just told them we needed to win this series. It was kind of getting to that point that probably not for down the road, but maybe just for our own well-being and knowing that it's all worth it, working hard. We need to get over the hump a little bit and beat somebody that is as good as anybody in the country. So, we can gain a little confidence, feel like we can play with anybody.
And you've got UNLV, Vanderbilt, LSU next
Yeah.
couple weeks. Do you think that maybe just kick starts, maybe a little bit of momentum there?
You never know. I mean, it's not like there's no break. I mean, UNLV got about 25 wins already, and they're in the top 15, 14 in RPI. I mean, they're big games for us, big games for them. And then heading down to LSU, and like you said, I think we have Stephen F. Austin, who whipped up on SEC school a couple of weeks ago in the middle of the week, and then Vandy coming in, and it's a stretch that if the guys that are in that locker room, I'm hoping that's why they came to to the University of Arkansas to play that type of schedule. And we told them it's a tough league, and you have to be tough-minded if you're going to have success in this league, and you can't get all excited and giddy about winning one series because you got another good team coming up. And I think they understand that.
What's been the key for Joe the last week? It seems like he's really hitting that.
Yeah, I think he's starting to feel comfortable. He's using the whole field. He's hitting the ball all over. He's pulled a couple balls, hit the ball the other way, and Joe's a good hitter, and I think that he feels like a lot of them have, that they haven't held up their end of it, and I think some guys have just maybe mentally kicked it in a little bit, and maybe pressing early. You got these guys; it's their junior year; they want to have the best year ever, and a lot of times they don't get off to a good start pressing a little bit, and I'm starting to see some of the older guys this weekend against some good pitching, take some good swings, and we laid off a lot of pitches. We didn't go out of the zone too much.
You plan to keep the same batting order until it's not working?
Yeah, I kind of like this lineup tonight a little bit. I could make a switch at the DH spot and put a right-hander in there against a lefty if I wanted, but I kind of liked it a little bit.
Anything else, guys?
How much do you have to kind of pay attention to the innings pitches right now with your starters?
Well, it's really not innings pitched. It's more about how many pitches they throw the game, because was it an easy 100 pitches or was it a tough 100 pitches? I mean, really, Chris had 3 or 4 pretty quick innings there, and he got up to 100. Dave said, "Hey, let's let him go out," and I said, "Let's get him out." And I said, "We're going to need him down the road. We got a 7-run lead. We got good pitching in that bullpen." He's like, I think he probably thought I was just saying, "Yeah, let's go back with him." And then he was, "Yeah, we need to get him out," and that was good because we need those guys down the road. So I don't know if I answered your question or not. So.